cuties. I'm Lanikia, and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is General Hospital Edition. Today is Thursday, October the 27th, 2023, and 22. And on a scale of 1 to 10, y'all, I'm gonna have to give this like a 8.5. It was good to me. This was one of the best episodes General Hospital has had in a long time for me. I know why, and let's get to it. So we see Trina and Rory. Y'all, when the teens are on here, I don't know. It's like it brings the level of the episode up because they have, for me, they still have the best storylines. So Trina and Rory, they're at the convention, right? All right, so they're at the convention and now they're going to the hotel because they're tired. They had fun, and they're ready to check into their hotel because it's the first night, right? All right, cool. Now Rory said, it's 2 queen beds. I hope that's all right. She said, I stay in the dorms on like a twin bed, baby. Them dorm beds don't be big at all. I remember when we used to be in the dorms, and you know how they have 2 beds, and my sister and I, we were twins. We were twins. We are twins. So we would always share a room, and our room would be packed because we would go home. This is back in the day. We would go home, and my mama had one of those illegal boxes. So she would record movies and stuff. And we would go back to the dorm and we would watch all the movies and stuff. So our room would be packed. We were fitting like 7, 8 girls on those 2 little twin beds. Anyways, child. So she's like, a queen bed sounds heavenly. So they go into the room. Why is one king? That's not what they said. So then Rory get on the phone with them and he trying to figure out what's going on. I said, I've never been to a hotel where I asked for a queen, 2 queens, or 2 beds, and they've given me one. I've never experienced that, but they experience this all the time on the soaps and in television. But anyways, let's move on. Nikki, come on now. All right, so he's trying to figure out what happened to the beds, and they said, oh, sorry, that was our bad, but what we'll do is give you a discount. He said, I don't need a discount, I need the rooms. I'm telling you, Rory, like, what I'm gonna do with a discount when I don't have the extra bed I needed? And so they said, well, the convention, it's the convention, the comic convention, so you can't get no bed, another room, but we'll bring up a cot. And so he does not want to sleep on this cot, but he does because he wants to make Trina comfortable. And she said, well, you could stay in the bed. And so they start kissing and stuff. It's real, And so he tells her, I don't want to rush you. I don't want to do anything you don't want to do. Because I was like, is Roy finna be a bad guy? But no, he doesn't. He doesn't rush her or anything. And so, baby, why Trina is laying with this man? And she hears him saying, do you want me as much as I want you? And I said, Spencer? Baby, Trina is thinking about Spencer. Oh my gosh, y'all. And then she looks, Rory, like he leans, because he was leaning over her. He leans up and she sees Spencer, and Trina jumped out there. And Rory said, too soon. So he's like, you know what, I'm gonna see it. And then they get a knock on the door. He said, that's my bed for the night. So he gonna sleep on the cot. So he does sleep on the cot, and it's all good. He wants to be with her, but he's respectful. And I was like, oh, good. Because I was thinking that Ray was gonna make Rory some kind of something. I didn't know what was about to go down. But so she apologized, and he says, no, it's good. You should have saw what they had to sleeping on in the police academy. So it's fine. Okay, so they go to bed, right? And Trina's phone is on silent, I guess. And then guess what comes through? A call from the New York State Correctional Facility. Spencer calling her, but she don't see it and she don't hear it, so she doesn't answer. So then we go to Joss, Cam, and Spencer, right? So they visit Spencer in Statesville. Is it Statesville or Pentonville? Yeah, either way, I be getting all these soaps confused sometimes. Their prison systems, because they always have somebody in it. But so Trina is there. Cam and Jocelyn are there to see Spencer, and he's like, Jocelyn's like, this is so weird. He was like, yeah, because you never visit somebody in prison. She was like, shut up. Anyways, they were just like, he was like, he's happy to see them. And they were like, yeah, we just want you to know we support you. We love you. And honestly, we thought you would be on a downward spiral. But he was like, no, I'm good in here. And, he says, I hate being in here, but it's been good for me. And so then he said, at least Trina doesn't know about, me believing her the whole time. And they were looking and he said, wait, she doesn't know, right? But so they ended up telling him that, yes, she did find out. And he was like, because he was like, well, why hasn't she, if she knows this, why hasn't she reached out? I don't think they told him that she did run to him when they were when he was getting released and she missed him. I don't think they told him that part of it. But baby, don't worry, Spencer. She's still thinking about you. I said, please don't let Trina get with Rory. Because they're at that age now where they start putting them in more grown-up situations, where she ends up getting pregnant or something and then be wanting to be with Spencer. Y'all know the soaps will do it. They'll do it. So anyways, he says, it's fine. It's fine. If that cop guy makes her happy, because they tell him, oh, she's so busy with school. She's got a new internship working at a real museum now. She's like super busy. And so she's trying to balance it all out. And he was like, if that cop guy makes her happy and everything is fine. So then we see where Spencer was trying to call Trina and she doesn't answer. So he walks away. And that was it with them, y'all. But whew. So then we go into Spencer, Lord, Nikki, get these names right. Jocelyn and Cam. So they're back at his place, right? And she tells him, she's sorry about not telling him about everything and then giving him a hard time. He tells her, no, it's cool. And she tells him that she really likes that, he always says the right things. Like, he's a good guy. And she appreciates that. I said, you ain't gonna appreciate it too much, girl. But she says, you're just a good guy. You're like, he's solid. He's that type of man. He's gonna grow up to be a good man. And she was like, I appreciate that about you. And so then she was like, I could spend the night. And he was like, girl, my mama already hollered. Elizabeth said, ground rules. Don't be having that little fast girl over here. That's what I heard. He said, my mama already told me you can't stay. But baby, they done went and talked and did whatever they had to do to convince themselves she gonna stay. She gonna spend the night. So then we go to Sonny and Nina. I know you don't like them, Sandy. But we go to Sonny and Nina, and they're talking, and she was like, oh, she's stressed out about Ava's situation. He said, let's have a night where we don't think about nobody else. Let's block everybody else out, and it's just you and I. Let's just have a slow, nice pace night. And she was like, okay, we can do that. And then later on, he was like, let's go ahead to dessert. And she said, well, wait a minute. I thought it was going to go slow. And he said, no. But anyways, he gets a phone call. She said, you got to take it, Sonny. It could be about Anna. Because, Sonny might be a mobster and everything, but he be caring about people, which is why most of the men in the town don't like Sonny, because he'll go to war for the women. Like, if he really do like them and they mess with each other like that, he'll go for them. And so he was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to take it. So then Victor comes up, right? Victor comes up, and Nina asked him about Charlotte because she said, see, this is what concerns me, and why Nina's concerned as well. Because she said, I sent Charlotte something and it came back. And then I tried to reach Valentine and I can't reach him. I said, Victor, what you undid with these people? Y'all know I was in and out of the soaps last week. What has Victor did with Valentine and Charlotte? I said, oh my God, Victor. What is wrong with you? And then he gonna try to throw up in Nina's face that you sure concerned about your ex-husband or whatever. And she says, I care about Charlotte. He says, too bad you don't have your own family to care about. I said, I'm sick of everybody throwing that up in Nina's face. First of all, Victor, you have a family and not now one of them like you. The only person who liked you was Charlotte, and look what you did with her. And then you Spencer, and then Spencer not ratting you out. He's in prison. And everything you talking about. do you want me to I can add some extra protection or something to Spencer in prison? You were supposed to just do it. You didn't have to ask, but since Spencer said he didn't want it. But that's not the point. The point is the only people that can stand you is Charlotte and Spencer, and you don't need to be around them. So don't try to throw family up in anybody's face. Your family don't even like you. So then let's move on, y'all. So then he's talking reckless to Nina, and Sonny come up and he hear it. And he said, you need to apologize to the lady because I told you, Victor, you don't want this problem right here. That's what I heard. And Victor said, what you gonna do? Take me out and put 2 shots to the back of my head or something like that. So they said, I only need 1. Now I told you, if I find out you had anything to do with Lucy, or if I hear you talking to Nina like this again, don't speak to her. And if I find out you had anything to do with Anna, because I know you did something with Lucy. If I find out you had anything to do with what Anna's got going on, it's me and you. That's what he said. Y'all know I be paraphrasing, but that's what I heard him say. So then Victor was like, goodbye. And so Victor walk off. I want to see Victor and Sonny go to, like, that would be a good one to me. That will forget this whole Michael thing. He not in the type of league that Sonny is in, because if Sonny wanted to, he could cancel all that what Michael's doing. I don't know why he won't just do it. But anyway, so Nina and Sonny talk, and he says, oh, I'm sorry about that. She said, no, you were protecting me and you were defending Anna. I'm with that or whatever. And he was like, really? And she said, he said, let's go home. She said, I'm going home with you. And he said, yeah, you coming home with me. And I said, go home, me and Nina. Baby, Brooklyn is a mess. I said, girl, I know you're not finna sit in this man's face knowing you doing this, because there's some email that came through, I guess, with Dante, and it has to do with Chase's police work. Well, she got the email and she ain't told Chase yet, because I think he needs some kind of documentation or something like that. But anyways, so they're talking or whatever, and she's telling him about, he has a radio edition. I'm not gonna hold y'all long on these two. I don't like him anymore. I don't like him anymore because they're gonna break up. I can't get invested in something that I know is gonna break up. They're gonna end up breaking up because she lying to this man, and he's done so much. He's put his police career on the line for Brooklyn, and for her to go around knowing he wants to be a detective, and for her to go around and hide this from him, girl, you ain't gonna have this man gone, and you might as well stay single and just be his manager. So she just tells, so he has an interview. She said, oh my God, how could you forget? So they listen to this interview, right? And he says, that, the song, I like the song. I really do love the song. And they said, oh my gosh, the song is amazing. How did this come about? And then he starts talking about Brooklyn in the interview. Now they're just listening to the interview because the interviews already happened. They're just airing it. You know what I mean? So he says, I have a great manager. She helped me out. She helps me out. She keeps me focused. She's great at this. She's an amazing singer, songwriter. And they said, oh, so she's more than just a manager. He said, yes, she's my muse. And Brooklyn said, I'm your muse. And he said, yes. And so they was like, okay, let's go home then. I said, well, everybody going home, baby. So then Britt is there. She at work or whatever. Excuse me, y'all. My sinus. And normally I have my microphone, but I actually traveled to my mom's house, so I don't have it with me because normally I would just mute it. I'm so sorry about that. But anyways, Britt and Cody. Now he done waited for her. He said, oh, it's been such a day with the DNA testing and everything. And so Britt was like, well, let's just go out and get your mind off of it. She was like, I mean, it don't seem like it was that big of a day. He said, but it's hard. He was like, Maxie, Felicia, Mac, what's the little baby name? Georgie. They're all so happy. And he said, and here I come through, like, into the family, and I'm a bad seed. And she was like, they don't look at you like that. But anyway, she said, let's just go out and enjoy ourselves tonight. So that's what they do. I think they all of them went to the Savoy. So Felicia and Mac are talking, and they said, oh my gosh, Mac said, I can't do anything about Anna because DA Arden has got it where I can't help. And, Lucy, he been all night looking for her. He can't find her. And now Cody might be his son. And he said, well, I mean, I can't do anything. And so Sam and Dante come up and she said, wait a minute, Cody's been holding out. You might be his dad. And Dante said, well, I actually knew about it. She said, what? She said, he was like, no, Sam. I just found out today. And she was like, oh, okay. And so then she says, well, I wonder what else Cody is hiding. And so Felicia hears that come in and she said, girl, what you talking about at the bar? Is there something about Cody that we need to know about? You need to tell us. And Sam is just, she doesn't tell her about the whole Spinelli thing. She just says, it's, you know, when you're in a XPI, it's always there. So then Britt and Cody come in and they see Felicia, Mac, Dante, and Sam, and they're like, wow, okay. So they all sit down together, and then we see Miss Wu in the background. And so they tell Britt tells them that she has Sam working for her because she received this piece of jewelry from Peter. And Max said that probably was some kind of, he probably stole, you know, it was probably hot. And she says, I know. And Felicia said, yeah, if it has to deal with Peter, it probably was. And she said, Britt is like, I know, that's why I have Sam working on the case. And Cody was like, what? And I said, Cody, you showing your hand, because Sam looking at him like, He was like, what do you mean you have Sam on it? She was like, yeah, I want to find out, you know, how he received it. So then Cody sees Miss Wu and she nods her head because she like, you need to come on over here. And so when she nods her head, Cody's like, I'm going to get a beer. And poor Britt was trying to tell him to get her Cosmo, but he couldn't even hear her because he was like, he didn't hear her because Miss Wu said come and he said, how fast? And so then we see Cody and Miss Wu and she said, I need another ringer. You up for it? And then that Max sees them together and he go over there and he said, Miss Wu, and she said, good evening, Detective Scorpio. And then Miss Wu go on, because listen, Miss Wu said, I know I don't mess with police like this. So good evening and goodbye. And so Mac tells Cody, you need to leave Miss Wu alone. Like, that's a dangerous woman. He says, speaking as your and Cody says, is that an order? He said, no, just speak it as your friend and maybe your dad. And he said, and if we do find out I'm your dad, then we can work on what that relationship is going to look like. So then Sam comes up to Cody and she said, why you acting like that? And he was like, acting like what? And she said, I saw the way you looked when Britt said that I was going to be working on her, finding out about the necklace that Peter has. And he says, I had no look. She said, And he said, can we just, start over? I love Dante. I want to get to know Britt and everything. So can't we just start over? And she was like, So then Britt and Dante talk, and he tells her, excuse me, my sinus, y'all. So Britt and Dante talk. So he tells her they're going to start over and they're going to go on good terms because they want Cody in their life, and so it's all whatever. Let's move forward. So then we see Dante, Britt, Cody, and Sam all sitting down, and they're just sitting down talking about the future and the choices, and then but Sam's still looking at Cody because she just don't trust him. She just does not trust him. And then, child, we see everybody undid some loving. Nina is there with Sonny, and she says, I love you, Sonny Corinthos. He tells her he love her too. I say, okay, it's cute. It's cute. And then we see Brooklyn and Chase. I said, Brooklyn, you cannot sleep with this man. You've been lying to him. You're lying to him. Girl, don't do this. Please don't do this. And she said, well, I'm doing it. And then we see Mac and Felicia go home and get some love. And I said, well, okay. And then we're just assuming that Cam and Joss are end up having love. I said, well, all right, well, we're just going to have a Valentine's Day episode, child. But anyways, y'all, that was General Hospital today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow for the last episode of the week. Remember, I will be going live on Friday. That is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. on the East Coast. That's 5 o'clock on the West Coast. I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.